Hello, guys, and welcome to another edition of All NBA 24/7. I am your host, Rishi Kapoor, and today is episode 14. And on today's episode, we're going to be discussing who is the greatest NBA dunker of all time. When I look at it, when I think about that question, I got to dwindle it down to, players like Vince Carter, Michael Jordan, out of, players like Vince Carter, Michael Jordan, Julius Erving, Dominique Wilkins, um, Kobe Bryant, Jason Richardson, um, Zach Levine, Aaron Gordon. Even though he didn't win, was great in the dunk contest. That was a great showdown between him and Zach Levine in 2016. But I gotta hand it to, out of all of them, Vince Carter. And not because I'm biased because he's my greatest, because he's my favorite player of all time. But you got to check, and look back at that 2000 NBA Slam Dunk Contest, which was the first dunk contest after, basically, a 2 year absence. It was the first dunk contest since 1997 because of 98 it didn't happen. And then the 99 season, there was a lockout, so there was no NBA All Star Weekend. And then 2000 was the first time the dunk contest happened after 3 years. And Vince Carter tore down the house, reverse 360, through the legs, arm through the rim. And that slam dunk contest was, stacked. You had Tracy McGrady who pulled out great dunks, Steve Francis. So that was a stacked dunk contest. But Vince Carter, was head and shoulders over everybody. It was a clear cut winner. And had multiple 50-point dunks. And he was just great. It really did dunks that we had never seen before. Like the pass through the legs, the reverse 360, arm through the rim. Those are all original dunks by Vince Carter, and now you got players that are imitating him. But it just goes to show you how great Vince Carter is because you've got players like Terrence Ross who put on his jersey in the dunk contest and won. You got Donovan Mitchell who put on his jersey in this year's dunk contest and won. I mean, players pay homage to Vince Carter, and every time the dunk contest comes around, the first name that they discuss, and it's been 18 years, is Vince Carter. Since the dunk contest, and I believe that Vince Carter had the greatest dunk contest ever. He had the greatest in-game dunk ever in terms of basketball outside the NBA when he dunked over Frederick Weiss in the Olympics in 2000 over a 7'2" guy. And when he dunked in the NBA on Alonzo Mourning, I mean, he posterized the greatest big men, of all time, Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, multiple times. He just had great polarizations. He had one nasty one over Tim Duncan, David Robinson, you name it, the greatest shot blockers of all time, and he was not afraid. I mean, Vince Carter in his prime, he was feared when he went to the rim. Um, Michael Jordan, Dominique, and Julius Erving were all great back in the day, but I feel like they did a lot of they weren't really that flashy and did, I think, a a repetition of dunks. Because in my opinion, I judge it by Vince has the great dunk contest ever, in-game dunk in Olympics and in the NBA. And if you were to pull up the highlights of in-game dunks between all these players that I just discussed, you will know who is the winner. Vince Carter's highlights are just great. Vince Carter is basically like the Michael Jackson of dunking. I mean, other players, it's like Michael Jackson dancing. Other players, people can dance like Michael Jackson and can try to be like Michael Jackson, but no, but there's only one Michael Jackson. There's a flow, there's like a rhythm to it. That's like Vince Carter with dunking. People can imitate his dunks like Donovan Mitchell did a reverse 360. Um, and Terrence Ross was trying to be like Vince, but there was only one Vince Carter. And a lot of the polls that you'll pull up, they'll ask who's the greatest dunker of all time, and they will all say Vince Carter. This guy was just incredible, and even Kobe Bryant was asked back in 2008, 2007 that he was asked on a sports show, in the prime of all your careers, who would win a dunk contest? This is when he was a part of the judges for the 2007 dunk contest. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Vince Carter, Julius Erving, Dominique Wilkins, and Kobe Bryant said Vince. Out of all of them, Vince would win the dunk contest in his prime because he was just a great, great special dunker. And Vince made people move back to their seats. I mean, if you remember that 2000 dunk contest, the Shaq's eyes literally popped out of his sockets. Kevin Garnett was in shock. Chris Webber, was beside KG with the video camera, and Shaq had a video camera. I mean, Allen Iverson like ran back into the arena to go tell somebody. I mean, he just I think like Isaiah Thomas, I think, was a judge, and he hopped up out of his seat and over the table or something like that. I mean, just crazy, crazy things, and Vince, he revolutionized dunk contest and brought it back and had the greatest slam dunk contest, of all time, and nobody will be able to top him. And in my opinion, yeah, that's why he's the greatest dunker of all time. Like if you look at that 2000 dunk contest and compare it to any dunk contest in NBA history, you'll know that that's the greatest, and Vince Carter was the greatest dunker of all time. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. Let me know in the comment section below, who do you believe is the greatest dunker of all time out of all of these guys, and why? Don't be biased. I'm not being biased just because Vince is my favorite player. I legitimately believe, outlining all the reasons above, I outlined why I believe he's the greatest dunker of all time. You let me know whether or not you agree with me or disagree with me, and who do you believe is the greatest dunker of all time. Give me legitimate arguments. I look forward to seeing your replies in the comment section below. And yeah, guys, continue to like, comment, and subscribe to my videos. I got a lot more hot topics that I'm going to be discussing and coming out with. Yeah, just stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys next time.